Great day, everyone. Terry Lee Harrison here. I'm so excited to have you be here for my weekly workshop series. My topic today is how to build your authority with speaking. And so the first thing that I would love to talk to you about is I'd love for you to think about, some of you are speakers. I know at least one person that is live here with us today is already actively speaking. But I would love to hear from you in the chat. Are you new? Are you speaking? Are you new to speaking? And then in addition, if you know what your topic is, great. I'd love to see it. I'd love us to be able to get to know you. And for some of us, we're just diving in on what is your topic. So if you are able to type in the chat, that would be awesome. I'm someone who speaks about speaking to grow your business. I sometimes speak about the power of your story. And we could certainly have a repertoire of things that we talk about. So again, if you're able to type in the chat, we'd love to hear from you what your topic is. It's important to nail that down as you get going. So number two, I have a big gift for you today, and it is a humongous gift. I'm going to talk to you today. Thank you. Eliane speaks about health and wellness. Thank you. My gift is a recorded workshop with my amazing business partner, Eric Lofholm. My speaking coaching is inside of a sales training company, and that gives us a very special niche and offering in the way that we show up, because we want to help you make money. A lot of people want to speak, but they don't know how to make money. So this speech is, and the formula that he teaches is, we're going to be very intentional with our speech, and we're not going to be loosey-goosey, just saying a few things and not show. We want to show up with intention. So we're going to teach you how to develop the intro of your speech, how to develop your story so that you build credibility and people can get to know you much better. Having your story be a story that everyone listening is like, I see that they've been through my journey, right? They can identify with you. We teach you how to work on what is the content of your speech, and that can be many things. I'm going to use Eliane as an example. She's a beautiful example of this. And she is an amazing health and wellness expert, and helps from everything from your exercise to all the things, nutrition. But what I love is her specialty when it comes to like anxiety and stress. But she can choose to have speeches have totally different topics. And what I like is that you can develop the outline of your speech, but change up the topics inside to fit your audience. One of the most important things that's included in this online workshop for you is the element of always intentionally having the opportunity to sell something at the end, or at least being able to do what we call pulling leads from the room, people that are interested in chatting with you. That's super important when it comes to speaking. And so let me reach over. I think I have some here. So there are some modern day methods. There are some modern day methods to being able to pull leads from the room. And some modern day would be like a QR code that's on a slide, but you could always go old school. Oh, hi, AJ. Let's hear you. I'm passionate about tech and love speaking against gender-based violence. Wow. Oh, that's great. That's great. And then are you doing that mostly there in Nigeria? Do you speak online too? That's awesome. So we're going to teach you that if nothing else, if you're not able to sell, and your event planner will always guide you. You want to talk to them and find out what they prefer. Can you make an offer? And at least could you give away something for free and pull leads from the room? You can always do a door prize and pull leads from the room. So like, what is an example did I ask for? As an example, my card here, I said gave them all a card. I had a door prize, and I had them put down their name, their email, their phone number, and a C if they wanted a coaching session, if they wanted to chat one-on-one with me. So this is a sample, and then you're going to add these to your email list. But this gift I'm giving you, this is like today is like the appetizer. The Write Your Signature Speech workshop, this link here that I will put in the chat for you. This is the rest of the full course dinner. This is Eric guiding you through how to craft your speech, giving you guidance on the things that you want to work on. And then he'll say, if you follow it through, ladies and gentlemen, it is 2 hours and 40 minutes if you do what he says. So like if he says, take 10 minutes and do this, take 20 minutes and do this. This is your chance to come out with an outline. He gave us an opportunity to brainstorm all the things that we might use as content for the speech. And I came up with like 12 or 13 that I can use as options when I go to create speeches for different audiences. So this is my gift to you today. I would love to hear from you. Please stay in touch and let me know, hey, I did the write your signature speech, write your speech in a day workshop. And this is how it worked out for me. This is how you can always get a hold of me, everyone. I can do email. So next, let's talk about, this is one of the most important things. In the fourth quarter, am going live Monday through Friday for 5 minutes or less. And it's not a set time in the morning. It's like kind of before I start my Zoom. So the time varies a little bit within like a couple hour range. But I'm talking just for 5 minutes or less about speaking to grow your business. And it was, the topic today was about your call to action. So your call to action is something that is super important. And it's not just to be included in your speech. It can be in your speech, and I want you to have one at the end. We want to be intentional. We want to guide people. But your call to action can be something that you use all the time. It can be you use it in your email signature. It can be that you use it at the top of your social media. It can be that you use it in every social media post. So what do I mean by the call to action? There are different ways. Let's apply it to your speech. So at the end of your speech, you can say, do like I said, and maybe just perhaps get their information and find out, would they be interested in having some one-on-one time with you? What does that do? It does, a one-on-one time does a couple things. Number one, it builds familiarity. People people do business with those they know, like, and trust. And the better they know you, the more likely they are to ultimately buy from you. Also, in a coaching session, it's possible that you might actually be able to make a sale of what it is that you are offering, whether that's your product or service. But sometimes it can take more. Like, don't go in with, I'm going to sell all these people. But you might. But when you're patient and build a relationship, that's when all good things come. I want to tell you, I did a bunch of coaching sessions at the end of July, and I think it was like 50 of them. And what I realized was that those conversations became sales versus September when an offer was made. It was just really easy. So offering coaching sessions can be a valuable thing to offer in your speeches. You may want to, again, do a giveaway to collect leads and emails. And that could be everything from, maybe it's one of your courses, maybe it's something that you do, and it could be a gift. Maybe you actually take a gift, but it's a great way to be able to collect leads and emails, whether you do something like this or whether you have QR codes and get people in your system. And then some of you, when you sell or when you speak, when you have the opportunity, when the event person says, yes, you can sell, I always like to get a gauge from the event person. Or I used to say, I hosted in-person networking meetings in Southern California for many, many years. And I had quarterly big luncheons that I would have speakers. I used to tell them, look, around $300-ish is a really good price point for my crowd. Like, if you go above that, you might not get such a great reaction, right? You might not get such a great conversion. So you have opportunities. You can sell books, sell and sign books, invite people into courses or your program. So some of you are new to me, and some of you have known me for a while. And what I want to, when you think about building your authority through speaking, I just want to invite you to consider what speaking looks like for you. And I'm going to talk to you about speaking to groups that are already assembled and speaking to groups who, or maybe it's your own self-promotion. You're going to create your own event and invite people. But before we do that, I want to invite you to think for just a minute about the opportunity that we have for speaking every day. Eliane is a great example of this. She does almost a video a day. I see her videos all the time. And what does that do for her? People are getting to know her better, see her in action, like her, trust her, want to refer her, right? You can gain notoriety and build your credibility the more that you show up. So I want you to think about, there are speeches when you are speaking up on the stage, and that is awesome. It's awesome. I love speaking in person. I've done so much less of it than after COVID, but I want you to never discount if you have days when you're not on stage, and most of our days are not on stage right now, right? You can reach the masses right here. And what does that look like? Well, it can be of the videos you're going to post. It could be like right now, I'm choosing to do that quick live stream every morning, Monday through Friday, where I'm just showing up and teaching. You might do interviews. Elion has an online TV show, I think is the right way to say it. You can be on podcasts, guesting and hosting. At videos, I'm thinking of like last longer than a minute, and you record them this way on your phone. Reels that are in the TikTok videos and YouTube shorts, we record this way at like usually 59 seconds or less. Or I want you to check out what I'm doing today. So what am I doing today? Online workshops. This is speaking. And specifically, what I want to share with you regarding online workshops is this is a take on something that I did back in around 2020, 2021. And when I did online workshops, I showed up every week. At that time, it was all about networking and anything around networking and growing your business and growing your network. And I went and did workshops every Monday. I was in Singapore. It was Monday morning, my time, Sunday night, US time. If you're considering something like this, like I actually went 9 months before I began to, 9 months of Mondays before I had to start over and start repeating content. But what does this do for you? What does this workshop series do for me? A couple things. Number one, we talked about it builds familiarity. Number two, it allows you to get to know me better. It allows me to grow my email list as I meet new people that are coming across my path. It allows me to build relationships. There'll be some of you who eventually, as you're seeing what I'm up to, you may come and participate in some of the trainings that I do, right? And I want to tell you, there's nothing bad that can happen when you show up consistently. So the more that I say, hey, I have my weekly workshop, people are like, wow, look at Terry Lee and look at everything she's doing. I want you to use this. If you consider doing this, this is a very powerful way to be able to be speaking and move your speaking business forward. So we're going to keep going. Thank you to everyone that's coming in. We're working on being a bit into our presentation today. Next, so we're going to talk about speaking to groups that are already assembled. There is value in speaking to groups that are already assembled. And why is that? Whether you're getting on a Zoom to speak virtually, or whether you're driving somewhere and you're going to flying somewhere to speak in person, you're just the speaker and you don't have to do any of the other things. That's one of the huge benefits, And for anyone who's promoted their own event before, you know, there's a lot to it. And getting eyeballs to see the event, getting people to register, getting people to show up. There's a lot to it. But as we become more familiar and grow your list, you have more opportunities where you're going to get more people showing up for the things that you promote too. But let's talk about speaking in groups. So some of you have opportunities to speak near you in person. Whether you live in a small town or a large city, I'm in Houston, Texas. No matter where you live, there's always opportunities to speak. And so I'm going to share some of them with you here. There are always networking organizations and let me say on all of these, normally there's someone who is in charge of booking the speakers, and normally they would love to hear from you because they need to book speakers on a regular basis or need to at least talk. So when you reach out to these people, the networking organizations, sometimes they want you to be a member, but a lot of times they don't. They want someone from the outside, a credible person from the outside. In the US, I know we have some people outside of the US. You'd have to tell me outside of the US. We have chambers of commerce in most cities or towns. And they love to have events and have speakers. Again, they might want you to be a member, but maybe not. So consider reaching out to your local chamber as a place for you to speak and add value. There are trade associations. That's the next one. Trade associations of all kinds for every single business. And I want you to think about, there's the accounting associations where the accountants gather. There's everything, the plumbers associations, like the medical associations. There's associations for everything, and they're all looking for speakers from time to time. Next one is one of my favorites, and that's your service organization. So in your area, there's absolutely, I can guarantee you, Kiwanis meetings, maybe not all, but work with me. Kiwanis, it is global too. It is global too. I can't guarantee for where you are in your country, but this is global too. Kiwanis, Rotary, Lions Club, the Optimist Club, the Store Optimist Club. These organizations, they mostly gather weekly, and they're looking for speakers every week. Couple things about this. So I was talking to you earlier about speaking, to be intentional, to be able to promote your business. And and the thing about it is, these organizations, a lot of times they don't let you make an offer. Sometimes they will, but they might let you find out who's interested, like do a door prize and find out who's interested and chatting with you further. What I love about these organizations is these are the people in the community. They're usually successful business owners, successful people in the community, and they have huge hearts for giving. That's why they're spending their time at the Rotary or the Kiwanis. Some of the greatest people that you can know in your community to begin building relationships with. It's not a networking organization, but lots of great relationships are built there. And I invite you to consider. You can go online and Google. I could Google like Houston Rotary, Houston Kiwanis, and probably come up with, I'll do it soon. I'll do it later today. I'm sure there's a huge list of places that, and they probably have breakfast meetings or lunch meetings mostly that you could speak at. So it's very powerful. Next, some of you, for what you do, you might have an opportunity to speak for churches, ministries, or nonprofits. So I want you to think about that as an option of a place to speak and serve. It can be powerful. Now, lastly, the last two, there are companies that host regular sales meetings. And so if you're someone that can benefit a company, and there's a spin always on things. Maybe you speak about wellness. Hey, companies all want their people to be strong and healthy, right? So it's possible that, don't think that going into a real estate office, a mortgage office, a financial advisor office, a car dealership, an insurance office, let alone a corporation, okay? Don't think that wellness wouldn't be something they wouldn't be interested in, because they might love to have you come, but you might be someone who helps people with business matters, and those are great places to seek out. They might be doing their sales meetings weekly or monthly, and they might be in person or online. So consider speaking to those groups. And then lastly, oh my gosh, okay, all over the world, there are amazing leaders of direct sales and network marketing companies that have trainings for their teams. And if you're someone that could serve them, a lot of those are online, some of them are in person. And I used to say I wanted to meet the top leaders, and sometimes I would say like the company name, the top leader of doTERRA oils. I don't really say that anymore. Do you know what I say? I say I'm looking to meet on-fire leaders with on-fire teams. I don't have to be the top person to be someone that would welcome you in where you can build relationships. So I hope that that's helpful in having you think about what groups of people that you might consider speaking to in person. And then for some of you, let me go ahead and put this in the chat for you. For some of you, you might want to speak online, and there are lots of opportunities for that. So let me share that with you. Moving this out of the way. Here we go. I'll put this in the chat also for you. There are all kinds of events, summits, places to share. So let me describe some of these for you. So when I'm speaking about online, it could be a podcast, but a lot of these will be speaking at summits online. Summits is the new thing since COVID, right? And so here's a couple I'm going to share with you. So number one, there is an amazing Facebook group that's run by Angel Tutsi, and it's called Need a Guest. And there's two types of posts you make. One is that you are needing guests, either for podcasts or in-person speaking or online speaking, okay? And then you can also say, I'd like to be a guest. And so you can go in and say, hey, I'm Terry Lee, and this is what I talk about. It's a great group, about 30,000 people. So, and sometimes I will go in and take a look around. And if I have my speakers that I work with, I might see something and tag you to say, hey, you might want to check this out. I want to introduce you next to Steve and Jenny Erickson. They're out of the UK, and you can find them at eventraptor.com. They host events. They help people host events. They have networking called Speaker Connections a couple times a month. And I just recommend them as a place to go check out online speaking. Now, if you're new to online speaking, I do have a caveat for you, and that's that you have to pay attention to what the event people are looking for. And what do I mean by that? So they may have minimums they want you to hit, like you need to invite and bring 25 people. Some of them may say you need to pay $250, $300. I don't know. It can vary per person. And if you don't bring your if you bring your 25 people, you get your deposit back. Some of them charge you in the beginning. Some of them charge you at the end. Sometimes they'll charge you a $50 fee just to, get things going. And so just pay attention to what they're asking for. Some of you may have a big tribe, a big list, a big network, and getting 25 people may not be a big deal for you. I can get 25 people with one email usually. But if it's stressful for you, maybe, watch what the requirements are and just continue to grow your network. And you might want to wait, because I don't want you saying, oh, Terry Lee told me to go to speak on online summits. It's costing me a lot of money. I don't want it to cost you a lot of money. I don't want it to cost you a lot of money. I am available to get to know you better. I'll put this in the chat too. I would love to get to know you better. If you're interested in building your authority through speaking, you can always book a time to chat with me at bookterrylee.com, and we can talk about some of these things. I'd love to be able to guide you in the next step towards your building your authority as a speaker. Next, entrepreneursrocketfuel.com always has summits that they're looking for speakers. Summits.fun, the same. Michael Whitehouse, what I like about him is he tends to love to promote new speakers. And he's someone that wants you to bring 10 people, not like 25. And he's someone that will always give people a chance. He says that it's easy to get on his stage the first time, but you have to prove yourself to be invited back in the future. Next, I want you to meet speakergigs.com. That's Daniela Barnett. I'm actually spoke at an event this week that she was like the event host person with a special platform for the event. It was pretty cool. Pretty cool. The last three are three different types of opportunities. Anshu Tiwari is out of India, has a partner out of the UK, and they have Global Speakers Talk. And I just recently saw they're getting ready for a global summit and looking for people to speak. Michael Silvers has the Mentors Studio, which is a place where you can grow as a speaker, grow as a business person, and they also have opportunities to speak. And the last one is they're all my favorite, but the last one, this is what I like about it. It's Bobby Carlton has innovationwomen.com, mostly for women, but I think there's some guys in there. But some of these are monthly memberships and some of them are not. Let me tell you that, okay? Innovation Women is like $125 a year. And what I like about it is it's their basic membership. Every Friday, I get an email in my inbox with all kinds of conferences with so that I can apply to be a speaker. That's the one place I know that is coming every Friday. I love that. Some of them are online, most of them are in person, and they're all around the world. I do appreciate that. Next, everybody. Self-promotion. Okay, so we talked about this. We can speak to the groups that are already assembled, or we can self-promote, create your own event. You can create your own event in person. You can create your own event online. This is a sample of me creating my own event. I love Eventbrite, everyone. Some of you came because of Eventbrite. You didn't come through me. You came because of Eventbrite. And the more you host events on Eventbrite, number one, you build your tribe on Eventbrite. Also, like I don't know, and like if you go to my Eventbrite, I've hosted hundreds of events over the last few years that I promoted in Eventbrite. So you build your credibility. So I do love Eventbrite for helping bring new people to me that I wouldn't have met already. I really don't think it takes 3 months to create an event to promote it. I actually think you can do it 2 weeks out. find the perfect day and time for you. Everyone, don't be like, well, what time could people come? No, do it when you can do it. And the people that can come will, especially if it's recorded, and otherwise they will watch the replay. Then I want you to think about, what is your event theme? So I'm in the process of talking in this workshop series about your accelerating your digital authority, how you're showing up online, how people are finding you. So pick your theme. I want you to think about, and you can go to my Eventbrite. If you'd like to take a look at a sample of what to say, I invite you to go back and go in Eventbrite and search Terry Lee Harrison. But you're going to want to tell people the event description, what's going to happen, why they want to come, what's the title of your speeches. They give them a couple sentences about what they're going to learn. You always want to have your bio and your headshot, and then you can promote the event. So I have my business partner, Eric Lockholm. Again, I do my speaking coaching inside of a global sales training organization. And what he said, he'll say, it's time to shout it from the rooftops. So I kind of have that playing in my head sometimes. Oh, it's time to shout it from the rooftops. And so what does that look like? You can send emails to invite people. You can create some social media posts, personal invites, send them a text. I include on everything. Invite your friends, they'll thank you for it. And then you can increase your registrations by letting people know you can watch this live or watch the replay later. Because some people they look and they go, I can't do that time, right? But if they know there's a replay, and maybe it's just you reiterating there's a replay, it gives you the opportunity for you to be able to get those people to register as well. So as we end today, I am super delighted to have you all here. I want to invite you all, please book terrylee.com. I'd love to have, even if we have 15 minutes together, I'd love to get to know you, love to get to know more about your business, and be able to build our relationship and support you. So I want to thank you all for coming today to the workshop. Look forward to seeing you in the future. Wishing you all a fabulous Friday and a great weekend ahead. Everyone take good care. Appreciate you. Bye-bye. Thank you so much.